Hi Leo, welcome to your October reading. As of today, October 7th, Venus has moved into Sagittarius, fellow fire sign, and you've got a lot to say. Just don't say too much about yourself. It's one thing to draw attention to oneself, it's another to betray one's own privacy. Talk to people, tell no one your secrets. Your video is called Love Direct. You'll feel that more when Saturn goes direct on the 11th and when Jupiter and Mercury go direct on the 18th. But for now, let's busy ourselves with Venus in Sagittarius. You're flirty, but you want something with more depth. There have been a few incidents here and there where you got the feeling like, okay, I'm starting to warm up to the idea of long-term commitment with the right person. I could see myself doing this. No, they didn't turn out to be the person, and that's okay. More important, the feeling has been stirred within you. You want more romance. You want more connection. As the planets go direct, your love life thaws out. So if you've been feeling left out in the cold, things heat up very quickly starting this weekend. Now, the one thing that can put a damper on all this appeal and attraction is you wanting to rush or force things. Don't micromanage anyone. Let people do exactly as they wish to do. It is the best and most wonderful way to know where people's priorities are and what their intentions are. Let them do as they like. You stay out of the way, stay out of your own way, stay out of their way. You're observant, you're not reacting, you're not being stubborn at all, you're not being pushy. You're actually completely disengaging. Oh, fun times to be had, all for it. Let's have fun times. Oh, you want to do something that'll trigger me? Sorry, I can't be triggered. I'm having too much fun this month. No. We're not getting pulled into any ridiculous arguments. Those of you who don't want to get pregnant, mid-October, be very, very careful. Now, let's talk about money. There has been a bit of a slowdown. This may have caused some frustration, some regret, some anger. I've been doing this for so long and this is how you repay me kind of vibe is going on here. And there's some truth that wants to be told. You can tell the truth and leave the job. Leave and do something that is more true to what you want. Tell the truth and regain your self-respect. Whatever iteration of this you're going through, it's time to say something. Even if what you have to say you've said many, many times before, it will hit different now when you say, I deserve more. And I'm tired of being played with when it comes to my value, what I'm earning, and what I should be earning. You have gone back and forth quite some in the past few years, and you have tried your hand at negotiating. But it's very hard for someone extremely generous of spirit to negotiate properly. There is a part of Leo that just wants to throw the whole thing off and say, okay, you know what, take it. Whatever it is, take it because I can't. And this is too petty for me. But Leo, you have to understand that making your value known, asking for what's appropriate, has nothing to do with generosity of spirit or some sense of miserly intent. It says nothing about that. You don't have to be generous with people who are taking advantage of you. Okay? And that can also apply to whomever this particular love interest is. Doesn't have to be a Gemini, but if it is a Gemini, we already know what time it is. How many people from your past that have either toyed with you or made you feel unsure about yourself, how many of those people can come back in a single month? And how much does it feed your ego? Does it feed your ego to the point where you would entertain them again? Because I can tell you now that's a mistake. When it comes to money, you want to talk over people. You want to get your point across. Knight of Swords, don't do that. Let people have their say. Pushing anything won't work anyway, even after the planets go direct. So just don't push. That's all. The days where you could have pushed were up until today, and that's over. So you must relax now, even if you don't want to. High Priestess, don't be provoked. Don't react. If you know that someone wants a reaction out of you, why would you give them one? Your money is at stake. Best way to keep hold of your money, don't react. Be completely calm in the knowledge of your wealth and success. Why, when you are winning, would you ever jeopardize that by reacting to somebody? Doesn't make any sense. That's the thought process. Stay there. When you feel like signing something, don't. When you feel like overspending, wait a month. Okay, don't do it yet. This is a month where your income is improving, but you still have this debt, fear, insecurity to get over. So don't just start buying stuff. It'll just be out of insecurity anyway. Okay, the more calm you are, the more responsible you're going to be, the more success you are able to attain. Now, when it comes to your state of mind, it's very easy for you to be super moody, and those are the moments where you're going to want to be stubborn and to push. We want to find a way to mitigate those moods without ruining different processes out here that are working in perfect time and bringing you exactly what you need when you need it. We don't want to mess with those timelines because we're feeling moody and perhaps even a little bit caged. Okay, so I'm a big proponent, as you know, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a big proponent of using the body to heal the mind. It works both ways. That channel is open both ways. And doing 20 minutes of yoga or 20 minutes of mindful meditation every day, even if it's for the next 3 weeks, will do wonders when it comes to being able to control your mood, and also in mitigating stress, which especially now can make you sick if you don't watch it, God forbid. So no sticking to anything, no temper tantrums, no immature behavior, no acting like a brat, no talking over people, no bragging, no grabbing at more than what's ours, no letting yourself be taunted and baited into a fight. And if you can do that, by the end of the month, everything is rolling in your favor, and nobody got the best of you either. Yay. Love you. Hi Leo, welcome to the second part of your reading. Okay. That Ten of Cups is a very specific kind of romance that you're looking for. It's a very specific energy. It's serious, it's lighthearted and happy, but it's a serious commitment. And anyone who isn't mirroring that back to you right now and just can't seem to hold your interest. This goes along with this more mature you that is emerging, and you feel it in many ways, but most poignant in what you're not willing to address anymore. So there are several issues that before were very triggering for you, and if they came up, you had a lot to say, you couldn't help yourself, and it would always be to your detriment, but at least you felt that you were getting your point across. In October, you've decided that you're not willing to fight those fights anymore. They're not worth it anymore. There are other fights, however, other areas of your life where that truth-telling energy is needed. So we put aside our compulsion to get involved in all sorts of talks. And we talk about what's actually really bothering us, what affects us most, what needs to be talked about. For most of you, that has to do with value and money. And especially if you feel that money has been stalled or not, the progress has not been as steady as it should be. And you know, you can be very worked up about this towards the middle of the month. And it's advisable for you not to let this get to you, because it can cause quite a rift in the money that is starting to come in as the planets go direct. So you don't want to mess up the flow that's just about to start again. You want to be patient even when your instincts are telling you, now it's time to go off, now you can't wait anymore. Wait a couple more weeks after that. Now, there are some of you who are in pretty heated exchanges with either a company or someone that you shared your feelings with, who you feel has been toying with you. And it's very clear that they do not acknowledge your value. And as you're doing this work, this inner work, and working on this self-esteem, their lack of that for you, their lack of respect for you becomes that much more clear to you. And it may be time, you know, instead of getting into some convoluted argument, it may be time to just say goodbye. If you can't say goodbye to the person, at least to the dynamic that you seem to keep finding yourself in. And the first step towards that is, again, not reacting. And really allowing people to fall into the traps that they set for you. Because you're not falling into any traps, because you're just not taking any bait from anyone. So it can be an intensely personal month for you, especially if you decide that the only time you have much to say is when you want to tell the truth. That'll definitely cut down on the amount of people that want to be around you. But it'll be great for your money, it'll be great for your sanity, and gives you a firm foundation under your feet again, which as a fixed sign you need and you crave. And things have been uncertain enough that you may have been grasping for security where it could not be found. And it's, you know, it's time to forgive yourself for that as well. The mistakes of the past year or so are very understandable, right? For what we're going through and what we've been through, and just the fact that we've all coped in different ways. I don't think there's any place for judgment there. So no matter how you feel at the moment, the first step is going to be not hating yourself for it, not being upset with yourself, not putting yourself down for it, and instead accepting it and working immediately upon replacing those beliefs with something better, replacing those habits with something better, replacing the reactivity with patience and a healthy distance.
okay? But your love life goes direct. And all of the things that I've mentioned, even though they don't seem to have anything to do with your romantic life, they absolutely do. So it applies across the board. But the Lover's card is here, and so is the Hierophant, and so is the Ten of Cups. So just on a very surface level, this reading has a lot of love and a lot of luck in it. But it's very obvious that that luck and that love resides in the choices you make, that which you wish to walk away from, that which you tell the truth about, that which you run away from and avoid, and that which you cling to. So many of you, especially towards the end of the month, could also feel yourself relying more on tradition, getting closer to your roots, becoming a bit more, becoming a bit more square, but in a way that's very comforting. Okay? All right, the extended will be on Vimeo and on Patreon, and there is a PayPal link. For those of you who find yourselves in a country where you can no longer access Patreon, but you love the idea of all the videos going up in one place, I am going to make a Vimeo subscription for you, and it will have all the same stuff. So those links will all be below. There is only one place to get a personal reading, and it is at the Cameo link below, regardless of who messages you, Insta DMs you, whatever they're doing, and pretending to be me and want to give you a reading. I just want to make sure you understand that that's not me. The only place where you can get readings is at the link below, the Cameo link. All right? I love you, love you, love you. And I will see you in the extended right now.